Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, my beautiful sisters. I pray that you guys are doing awesome, that you're doing really well. Alhamdulillah. We are, this is an audio to kind of basically walk you through how I change my schedule, my morning and evening routines from well, I have three different types of morning and evening routines. So there's one during the summer, one during the winter, and then one during Ramadan. These are the three main changes in the year for me, and I can't. It doesn't. How would I say that? It's not optimal for me to keep the same routine throughout these three different, events in the year. The Where I live, the summer has very long days and very short nights, and then the winter has very long nights and very short days. So it just doesn't make sense to have the same routine, time wise and everything. Also, in Ramadan, it's a special time of the year. It doesn't make sense to have the same routine. So now we just finished Ramadan. We are entering the summer. It is time for me to change my routine. Like, for instance, I used to have getting up at 5. I can't get up at 5 anymore because Fajr now is 3:45, right? So that tells you already that things have to change. I can't keep the same routine because I can get up at 5 when Fajr is 3:45. So that's just an example. So what I do, the first thing I do, because everything, I try to have everything centered around Salah, is that I will calculate, first of all, the one is Fajr and one is Aisha and Maghrib, and I try to look at the peakest, like I don't know if you say the peakest, but the peak. So the peak is going to be about 10 days in June, inshallah, where Fajr gets down to 3:45 and Aisha I'm sorry, and Maghrib gets to 8:32. So right now that's not the case. Fajr is not 3:45 actually. It's a little bit later, but I'm gonna operate my routine around the peak. Okay, so I'm just gonna organize my routine around the peak. So if I assume I'm assuming Fajr is 3:45, even though right now it's not, but it's going there towards that. What time do I want to get used to waking up? So I put that down for my morning routine. Also, knowing that my class schedules also, I take that into consideration. So when do I start work? Knowing that the nights are short and the days are long, when am I going to start work? So I have to start work a little bit later because, well, even if not later, I moved from since Ramadan actually. I kind of moved my classes around 10, 11 for the most part. I think on Wednesday I have a 9:30, that's the earliest, but I know like when sisters ask me about my availability, if I have early mornings, and I'm not going to give that early mornings, especially not in the summer. In the winter, I could consider that because, I'll try to go to sleep earlier, the lights are longer, but not in the summer. In the summer, the other thing that I consider is naps, daily naps. Maybe in the winter, I could have one power nap, but in the summer, I would have to have probably two power naps. So, I'm sorry, a longer nap and a power nap to be, because I don't think in the morning is I can't consider that a power nap. It's like I would sleep like 4 hours in the morning, so that's not a nap actually. But a power nap could be 15, 20, 25 minutes, 45 minutes at the most. So in my morning routine, I have this going back to sleep for about 4 hours, right? Because this Fajr is in the middle of well, it's not the middle of the night technically, but if you grew up in Africa, 3 a.m. is the middle of the night, okay? So, in West Africa. So for me, that's like I'm getting up in the middle of the night. So 3 a.m., 3:30, that is super early. Um, I would take a nap and wake up around 8, 8:30, and then, start with going on a walk and working on my one of my most important tasks. I also want to do on the days that I'm not fasting, I want to make part of my routine intermittent fasting. So basically, what that means is that I will not eat an early breakfast, but I will try to have my first meal around noon. Okay. Um, let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much my morning routine. I would have in there, what I want to do with my Quran studies and things like that. Um, so it doesn't really, what I'm doing is not really changing much as far as like the content of the routine. It pretty much stays the same. What really changes is the timing of it. That's really what makes a difference. Evening routine, same thing. My evening routine, um, I'm changing it to try to be in bed by, so I have to eat dinner a little earlier, and also trying to be in bed by 11. I mean, try to be in bed by 11 and sleeping by 11:30. That is the ideal. And so in my evening routine, I have, the salah, my Quran studies, and I have, clean the kitchen. Um, and then I have my athkar, my journaling, planning the next day, tidying up the house. And I have like timers, like, for instance, the tidy up, I gave myself a 15-minute timer. So things like that, they won't probably change too much. It's mostly the timing. So the routine is really a good thing to have. And then just adjust as, your life is adjusting. Like I have a client who's pregnant, and she can't do the same routine that she had when she was not pregnant, at least not the first trimester, because like her body is like going like, oh, what's going on with us, we are growing a human being. So during that time where it's trying to find itself and adjust and all of that, then she has to scale down her routine and really change the timings, change how long she does something, maybe even change what is part of that routine. Okay, so just those are just, example suggestions for you if you were to change your routine, morning and evening routine. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I also have a morning and evening routine, but that's not this. Yeah, this is for menses. Okay, I have a different morning and evening routine. So I have 2 pages. Okay, so one, alhamdulillah, the one I just mentioned to you, that I wrote in it with an erasable pen. So I just had to erase a few things. I keep the same sheet, right? And I put summer, but I'm using erasable pens, which makes it very flexible for me to, erase things and rewrite. And so I could use the same sheet again when winter comes and just erase summer and put winter. And then just change the timing and stuff like that. So here on the Haydh routine, that's another sheet, same template. I have a different routine for Haydh because it's very different. I'm not praying. My whole anchoring system is around Salah, and so if I'm not praying, then everything is kind of off. So I have to redo a routine just for Haydh. You don't have to, but for me, I found it to be beneficial to do that. What I put down on this Haydh routine, I put down first my goals. My goals are to rest, to batch my work, to care for my hair, to clean more, tidying up more, and spending time at the library because I don't have to worry about, okay, what time is it for Salah, and reduce tilawa and do more tadabbur, more memorization of du'as, planning, more reading, maintaining ties, serving of my husband, and like just really making more du'as and during the prime times. So these are my goals. So now that I have the goals, I'm going to look at the routine. So right now, in my evening routine, I don't even have a time because I don't have to worry about the sleep. I don't wake up for Fajr. But let's see. So I do have to be in bed by 10:30, but I'm going to change that because it's not really realistic with the summer. I'm going to say be in bed, again, the same thing, by 11. And sleep, I would say maybe a little later, midnight. Okay. And then have... Okay, so that's something that I want to add as well. Cleaning the kitchen. So for the evening routine, I don't have a particular time. I think I should still put a particular time where I want to eat early. So I'm going to put dinner at 7:30. I think that's still valid for the summer. And then clean the kitchen. And instead of doing too much tilawa, the time for tilawa, I'm going to use that to do more studying, the different times of studying, of research. Bathroom and tidying up. Aska, yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. And in my morning routine, I have waking up at 7:30 a.m. and then pretty much everything, doing my morning aska, journaling, going on a walk. Yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. So, yeah, I have readjusted my morning and evening routine for the summer, and for Haydh, we are good to go. I pray this was helpful to you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.